Hey YouTube, this is Andy with Andy's Dizzy Vlogs. I am just leaving the gym. Today is Wednesday. Before I got to the gym today, I was so close to just driving home because I was falling asleep waiting in traffic to leave the parking lot from work. But saner minds prevailed, and I pushed myself to get into the gym. I was doing, if you remember, 15 minutes of high intensity interval training on the treadmill, but I got sick of that. I was starting to hurt my legs, my knees, and I just wanted to do something else. This traffic is ridiculous. So I decided to do the row machine for 10 minutes instead. So when I have been going to the gym, that's what I've been doing. So I just told myself I just have to get through this row and then I'll be okay. But it was incredibly difficult just to get to that point, just to get changed. So I'm really kind of talking to myself right now. And if this happens to help other people, then I'm glad. But, and I know I said this in my last video, but try not to listen to that inner voice in your head, because it's probably robbing you from something you know you need to do and something you're very capable of doing. But, you know, and there's something to be said for rest. If I wanted to, I probably could say, oh, I get enough exercise at work. Is that true? Yeah, sort of. But I don't weigh what I want to weigh. I'm still at least 20, if not 30 pounds overweight. So, you know, I could, like a lot of other people, just say, well, I work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I'm walking a lot, and I'm carrying heavy equipment and using giant heavy torque wrenches and, you know, torquing big flanges all day, and I could make all these excuses up on why I don't need to go to the gym. But I would only be hurting myself, and I still would be nowhere closer to my goal. So you might have all of the excuses in the world not to go to the gym, but if you're unhappy with your body and you're unhappy with how you feel physically, of course I'm talking outside of vestibular issues, because like yesterday I didn't go to the gym because my symptoms were pretty bad yesterday, and so I'm not just telling everyone to suck it up, because I know sometimes you can't, and sometimes, you know, working a 10-hour day or working an 8-hour day is tough enough to get through, and without having to worry about, am I going to exercise today? So I'm certainly not shaming anyone for not going to the gym, but I guess I'm saying that if you are wanting to go to the gym and you have a day where you think, I'll just skip, if your vestibular symptoms are not the issue, you're probably making an excuse for yourself that you could push through. And I think it's good for you mentally and physically. Physically, obviously, well, for obvious reasons. But physically, or mentally, I mean, because you're doing something that you don't want to do. And I think that's, I think that's an underappreciated sort of life lesson, I should say skill, that you gain from exercising. Particularly exercises you don't want to do. Those are usually the ones that you should do, and there's probably a reason why you don't want to do them. But they do make you tougher mentally. And people dealing with vestibular issues, we're already tough people. We deal with a lot of stuff on a daily basis, on an hourly basis for a lot of us. And so going and rowing for 10 minutes and doing some push-ups and pull-ups and planks and kettlebell stuff, it's not something that's beyond me. I can do it, I just didn't want to. I was tired, but now I'm happy that I went, and I'm sure all of you who are into exercising, you know this to be true. So if you're hearing this and you're someone that knows you should be exercising but are giving yourself excuses that in the back of your mind you know aren't really excuses, or they are legitimate excuses, but you could still push through it. Try to. I encourage you to go. Because I was this close from turning right up my road and not going. I'm not kidding when I say I was falling asleep in the car leaving work, waiting in traffic. So, and sometimes you just gotta get moving. It took me, my eyes were closing when I was doing the row machine, so it's gonna be difficult, no doubt, but it's kind of cheesy. But I remember one year for track, one of our track t-shirts said on the back, "If it were easy, anyone would do it." Pretty obvious, but yeah, that's true. If it was easy, anyone would do it. So go to the gym if you can. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I upped my dose of venlafaxine today, and it was not all, how do they say, rainbows and roses or whatever. It wasn't awesome. The first half of my day kind of sucked. So as I said in the last video, I went from 75 milligrams to the 75 milligram extended release tablet plus an additional 37.5 milligrams. So that was a lot to up it. However, nothing catastrophic happened. But I did feel pretty weird. I did feel off and just kind of out of it. Definitely, I don't know how to describe it really, and I don't think I'm gonna try. Just let it be known that I definitely felt weird and I didn't enjoy it. Just felt like very alert and ungrounded. That's the best I'm gonna do. That ungrounded feeling is like the thing that I hate the most. Well, I'm not even gonna get into ranking what symptoms I hate the most. But as of recently, that's the symptom that, like, if that goes away, I'll have like a pretty normal life. But you know, just walking around feeling like you're in a dream, like you're just unattached from reality. I really hate that feeling. So, anyways, yeah, I upped that dose today, and it wasn't awful, but it wasn't fun either. And then at lunchtime, we were pretty busy the first half of the day. And then after first half of the day, and then we ate lunch, and then after lunch, we make sure I have my keys. After lunch, we had some work, and I was falling asleep out in the field, which it's a construction plant. You know, it's very, very, very loud. And I couldn't keep my eyes open when I was walking around. It was pretty rough. I don't know if the medication, because I was tired the past couple days, so I don't know what to attribute that to. But that's one thing I really hate, is trying to get in my house and carry my boots and other stuff. And this is like proving to be a challenge. So yeah, the being exhausted, like brutally exhausted, I really hate that. I really, really hate that. Being exhausted when you're ready for bed is awesome, but not when you have 4 more hours to work, and then you have to work out after that. It's not fun. So anyways, I don't have anything like monumental to report about with the up dose, other than, you know, I suppose it kind of went as expected. I had a feeling that I would notice, you know, something like a change. I had a feeling that change was going to be slightly anxious, because that was a pretty big up dose. So that's that. But you know, I will say this: I didn't have a panic attack, which I almost did a few times when I was first starting venlafaxine and upping the dose. There were a few times when I got really close to having a panic attack, and this was more just like I just felt my mind like have a change of state. And I still was sort of like discombobulated, like my sense of spatial awareness. So, but all right, that's it. I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm hoping that this medication really brings me back down to earth. Because that's the thing that I hate the most, is just that sense of, floating, not being grounded in yourself, experiencing the world through different perspective, not in a fun way. So that's going to be that for today. Hopefully in the next upcoming days, the medication will, I'll start to get used to it, and it will really start to have a positive effect that I'm looking for. Because I don't want to feel different. I want to feel normal. So I don't want to, not be busy, but then also feel ungrounded and not like myself. I wouldn't call that a win. I'd just be exchanging symptoms for something else. So anyways, I'm going to leave that there, and hope you all are doing okay. And if you're not thriving, keep trying. Keep pushing yourself. Not too hard, but hard enough. Probably harder than you think you should be. We tend to sell ourselves short a lot of times. So, all right, well, stay safe. We'll see you in the next one.